Hi everyone. So a couple of things have been brought to my attention recently to do with rhythm and to do with just kind of getting better with processing rhythm internally. The first thing was I was researching, trying to find some videos on the clave online for my recent tumbao class, and I noticed a lot of electric bass players actually, trying to play, tumbao bass lines and stuff, but actually in the gaps using their tapping to feel the space. Dun, 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 dun. And I know I've talked about that a lot on the double bass, kind of tapping the strings to fill in the space. Now that is not good because that's extra kind of sort of noise we don't need. It's extra physical movement we don't need. We often use our bodies to sort of fill in the space. And really we should just be sort of Zen-like and feel the space and not sort of use our bodies to get through it. So that is a thing. And also I just taught someone here privately yesterday and we had the same problem. And although it was a good bass player, there was some sort of rhythmic holes in the way he processed rhythm. And I'm not advanced. Well, I've done it for years, so I am pretty advanced at things, but when I was younger and studying, I definitely wasn't quick at digesting rhythms, and I'm not super coordinated like some drummers and piano players and singers and stuff. So what I've done is kind of just write out 5 basic rhythms. I mean, they are kind of not super hard, and you should, if you're in the jazz world as a jazz musician, you should be able to digest these rhythms in your body. And these exercises should be done away from the instrument, and you should just kind of, I'm going to go through each one, so you should just digest it in your body first and then apply it to your instrument. Anyway, so I'll stop rabbiting on. I'm going to go through each one. Now, the first one I've put is Offbeat 16th. Now, this has come up in the recent fast tempos lesson I put out. We have to learn how to hear the metronome on 2 and 4, and that gets really tricky when it gets fast. So this exercise is a very good one for just understanding that. So the Offbeat 16th one. Now I've put here, tap the rhythm with your right hand and use the pulse and your foot for the left hand, and then count also the pulse. This is the first way of doing things, but after you've kind of done it this way around, try other way rounds, especially vocalizing the rhythm too, because you need to be able to vocalize the rhythm to sort of digest it. So this is the Offbeat 16ths. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now that might feel a bit easy, but now try doing it with like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's like a fast swing thing. Now we're feeling that in 1 and bar, right? So this is the first exercise. Try it slow, build it up slowly. If it's difficult, make sure you just spend the time digesting it. Now, the next rhythm is quarter note triplets. Very universal, but to actually get them right is tricky. Now, in Get It Together, there's a whole triplet chapter in that book, and I go through various exercises to digest the triplet, but this one is quarter note triplets, and you're going to have to be subdividing in your head with 8th note triplets. So this is the quarter note triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. If you're having trouble with that rhythm, write it out. Or just take your time and subdivide with that 8th note triplet. The next one is 4/3. Now this one I've written out, not just as 4/3. I've written it out the easiest way to see it. So now you're going to have to subdivide with 16th notes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 4/3, sorry. Very important one. Obviously you can do that in 4/4, then it becomes over the bar line stuff. There's lessons I've given on that. Now, this one is getting into the world of Cuban, Afro-Cuban music, but it's a very important thing to be able to hear and tap. The 6/8 clave kind of felt in 4/4, not in 6. So we're still in 4/4 or like 12/8 here. And this kind of goes like this, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4, I'm doing obviously in my left hand. Now you can switch hands depending if you're right and left-handed. I like to try and do things in my left hand because that's the basic pulse in my left hand, because that's kind of the thing that's going, and this is my manipulator, my right hand, that does the rhythm. But switch it around, and again, vocalize these rhythms too. But da 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 ba ba. This is really important for just digesting the rhythm. Now, finally, obviously I've only put 5 rhythms here, and there's a lot, but I felt like the Rumba clave would be a good one to get strong too. So this is the Rumba clave, which means that it's got that third note is slightly delayed. If you're unsure about clave, just Wikipedia it's very clear about the clave. So this is 3, 4. Again, subdividing with 16th notes. 3, 4. 1. Tap your foot. So that's the Rumba clave. I put the 3/2 because the 3 side of the clave is first, and then there's the 2. You see how I've split it up. Now you could start with the 2 side as well. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we can do that too. So these are the basic rhythms. Take as long as you need to get them together. Now, if this is really boring for you and they're very easy, then try all these rhythms and move the bottom, quarter note through each subdivision of the bar. So, for instance, a good one to do is the 6/8 clave is to go through each 8th note triplet with that. So instead of so if I tap the second triplet of each beat, second 8th note triplet would be, I think I can do it. That forces you to, get inside those rhythms. So yeah, those are 5 basic rhythms to tap, digest, vocalize when you're on the train, you're in the car. Just try them at different tempos. Try them with a metronome so you make sure that you're playing them in time. And also try the metronome not necessarily on the main pulse. When the metronome is something constant, but actually not the main pulse, it forces you to be really strong independently, because your ears start thinking, oh, maybe I should play that rhythm, and copy it. But actually, no, stick to your set, strong rhythm, which is a consistent rhythm too, and play against it. So a good one to do that is have the, you can have the metronome on the triplet, or you can have the metronome on the dotted, 16th, going over the bar line and play quarter notes. All that sort of stuff is good. One final thing about rhythmic independence is it's good to get together with a friend, or if you haven't got friends, you've got a metronome, and tap different constant rhythms together. So once you start tapping rhythms in the group, in like a percussion ensemble, and you have your own part and you're keeping it strong, while someone else is playing something. That teaches you to be independent and strong rhythmically. And I'm talking about doing this away from the instrument first. So yeah, take your time and just digest, you know, these five rhythms, or come up with five of your own and just do them and vocalize them too, and you'll hopefully get a lot stronger and not have to rely on limbs to count through space and stuff. Cheers.